Hello, Barney here, and today we're going to have a look at some of the systems I created in my beach survival game using Unreal and Wwise. First of all, I created a dynamically changing wind system using Unreal blueprints. Using the code here, all of the grass and trees are being affected by the wind on a material level using the world offset parameter. This parameter scales from 0 to 2, with 0 being low intensity, 1 medium, and 2 the highest. This parameter changes every 6 seconds and can only change by amount of 0.2, so the wind intensity has to pass through low to get to medium and medium to get to high, and vice versa. Testing with a higher amount caused the wind to jump from low to high quite quickly, which felt very unnatural and too distracting. This parameter is then sent to Wwise, where I have the 3 different intensity wind loops in a blend container. As well as this 2D bed, I have 3D gusts of wind passing the player. These are in a random container where the transitional delay amount is randomized. The 3D container's position source is also randomized so that each sample can play at any location surrounding the player. This also uses the wind intensity RTPC, which changes the sample's volume and pitch the stronger or weaker the wind gets. Similar systems are in place for the 3 different locations. At the beach, the waves are affected by the wind intensity parameter and the seagulls get quieter as the wind gets stronger. In the forest, the birds get quieter as the wind gets stronger. And in the barn interior, as the wind intensity increases, so does the wood creaking. Here are some short clips of each location playing, with the wind intensity value being printed in the top left corner. The values of the parameters and variables have been set drastically higher in these clips to showcase the system. The adaptive Foley system works, so every time the player picks up or drops an item in-game, Wwise will add or remove this Foley element from the mix. The way I went about achieving this was to give each interactable item a set float variable of 0 when the level starts. This variable is sent to Wwise as a RTPC, where 0 to 0.5 has a volume muted, and 0.5 to 1 has a volume set to default. When the player picks up the item, the value is then set to 0.6, so the Foley is then added to the mix. And when the item is dropped, the value is dropped back to 0, so then it is muted. The various Foley elements themselves are played via animation AK events in Unreal, where the events being played are a number of Foley samples inside a random container, with these panned accordingly to spread out the Foley mix. Here is a short clip showcasing this system in action. Finally, all of the Foley elements are linked to the player's walk or run speed, with the Foley getting louder and more aggressive when the player is running compared to walking. Thank you, and feel free to take a look at my other videos on my website.